How's it going, everybody? I see that the speculation has begun. Yeah. It's gonna be an exciting day. I have a time limit, a strict time limit today. So, that'll be fun. But we'll just get to it and play this absolute mess of a game. Yeah, so, Belt Scroller has a specific, is kind of like a specific subgenre of beat 'em up. Because, like, beat 'em ups can be fully 3D, stuff like that. This title screen. One thing I want to point out that I found out when I was getting set up the other day is, the European name of Batman Beyond is apparently just Batman of the Future. Which is, I don't know, funny to me. Guess we'll just use standard. Batman Beyond as a show was pretty well regarded, yeah. Because, like, one thing about Batman Beyond that I know that the fans really like is that, like... So, obviously, it's based on Batman, and they, like, use that continuity as an important part of it. But they also, like, kind of move on from a lot of stuff that happened in Batman. Hidden objects inside of boxes. The nimble suit. Well, we're 1 second in and we got a nimble suit. Yeah, look at that jump kick. Box. And this just side kick. I'm not really clear on what the difference. Found the one-up item. Oh yeah, look at this combat. So I don't have a jump attack of any kind. You can jump, but you're just kind of floating. On. Yeah. Which, the fact that they do such a good job of, like... Oh! That did a lot of damage. Oh my god. Thank God that stopped him. Go. Okay, guess we were supposed to go here. Also, the face in the top, the player face changing. All right, so I know there's like weapons. Oh. Okay. Oh, wow. You can continue the game. Do you want to continue? Sure. Can't duck that. Okay. I do have block. Maybe I can block the... Oh my god, that was loud. Maybe I can block the giant machine. You've restocked the Dark Knight Discus. What does this do? Why does the camera do that? Huh. Yeah, Beyond also was not afraid of having villains just be gone. Like, there were quite a few villains in that show that were like, they showed up, they did their episode, and then they moved on from them. Or like a small arc or something. Hey, they shot each other. He did no damage doing that, but... Can't block that. I didn't really take any damage. Or at least it reduced it. Those explosions are so fucking loud, dude. The looping on this music is also quite funny. Wow, that does fuck all damage. So there is a basic attack like combo, but it usually just seems to loop the first attack over and over again. So I guess... Wasn't I here? So I went in here and this was the boxes. With the robots in them. Alright. Oh, touched steam and fell over. Okay. Oh, I see. I did a loop and got the key card for that door. That makes sense. Holy cow! What's this? Oh. Nice punch. Oh, that is a big hitbox for that. Oh! Memory board. We didn't even fight that hyena. They can only be up to no good. What if we go with offensive? Just go for beating the shit out of them. I have to assume these are images pulled directly from the show. Another room with just a bunch of robots packed into boxes. Yeah, DC in this era sure had games. The low kick of death. Chucko will get what you need. Count on it. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Hopefully... Nope, I can't. I can't go back down and get the health. Oh, I see. The stacked icons are how many enemies are left in the fight. That's actually kind of a nice little thing to have. Oh, nice hitbox on that. Holy shit. My main problem is I have absolutely no idea how much range anything they do is gonna have. Yeah, 2 at a time. Nintendo kept making new consoles that could put less and less enemies on screen at a time and it beat 'em up. Oh, he's shooting needles at me. Nope, can't block that. I like how we keep running into shit at the end of stages. Yes, sir! I don't know, maybe we'll be able to do something with defensive suit? That was 1,000,000 years ago. Wow, this does so little damage. Is it because I had the shield out? Oh! Found a hole. Well, we're almost certainly going to be starting over. So I'm assuming we can... I'm assuming based on how they worded the, that is also a hole. I'm assuming based on how they're wording that continue, that, there's, like, only continues and not lives and continues. Can't exit because... these guys. Kick has range, but doesn't stun lock them. Hey, Jesse. Okay. Guess I should try the weapons, but... But I'm pretty sure I'm on offensive suit for the rest of time, except like dodging stuff. Maybe I'll switch to defensive when I'm like not actively fighting. Question mark block? What is this sound that's happening? Oh. Oh my god, that is... Joker went back and installed flamethrower faces in the asylum just to really keep the memory alive. What? So it seems like, oh, we get to continue from the beginning of the stage. Okay. Okay. So it seems like enemies that counterattack tend to do it after 3 hits. Oh, so I can't use the weapons. Unless I'm on standard suit. But the standard suit weapons do fuck all damage. Like, these do 4 damage! Why do these do such shit damage? I don't... Whoop. Okay, he hit me as he was dying. I don't really understand how to approach enemies safely right now. Maybe I just have to block and wait for them to do a thing and then beat on them. Okay, so they just do that every time they die? That's cool. With my very good ways of evading that. I can't go back and get any of the health. Okay, well, we got a big health there. Oh, can't block that. Okay. Oh! Oh, fuck, these hitboxes, dude. Maybe punch is better, because it seemed like that was a true stun lock. And I can move... Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, that isn't a death attack, he just was doing it in a way that made it seem like it was. Okay. jack-o'-lantern gun. Okay. Those are very visually ambiguous. Nope, not good. Okay. Wait, okay, hold on. Let's actually read these. Rolling kick is special button, which is not true. I've hit the special button, it turns a light on. Low kick crouch button when the opponent is close to you. Alright, let's try and look at these. Because this is the special button. Maybe it is just literally crouch. Oh, yeah, okay. That's a funny kick. What else did we have? It was, just... An attack that moves forward would be wonderful. Beautiful jump. Not sure what I get stuck on there halfway through. I wonder. Probably because I was in crouching. This is not that bad of a jump, but it's weird. Oh. I would like this health because I've taken a lot of damage here. But that jump doesn't appear to be possible at all. So I guess we're not getting that. These guys. They recover from their attack so strangely. Yeah, the problem with the suit changing mechanic is that they all just don't do any damage. Except the offensive suit. Maybe I need to use the normal suit anyway just because of the longer range kick that it has on the one button. It's so weird. Like, sometimes their attacks get interrupted halfway. Like, they get interrupted, but then they still do it. There's no suit in here. I'll figure things out. I do not need backseating. I guess maybe I need to stand back and let them run to me. That attack just doesn't have any fucking recovery. Guess it does, just weird recovery. I can't go that way. Please. There's just no room in this fight to go anywhere. Punch the foot. Yeah, just sometimes they don't suffer from hit stun, and it's not even like a consistent thing once they've started an attack. They just seem to be doing the attack, and you're not going to stop them sometimes. Did he get hit by the other enemy's attack, not by my kick? Because my kick should have killed him. Hey, Adam. Oh, spins more than I thought. That's not safe. Okay. Okay. There's gadgets, just not with this suit. Yeah, when I was using the gadgets before, they just did not do any damage. part of me, like, feels like I should try the other suits again. But part of me is like, man... Man, the other suits didn't do any fucking damage. I'm gonna take offensive. If I find another suit, I'll try it. It said there was a glide. Oh, there we go. You have to be moving for the glide? Very slow trap room parts. Oh! Actually... Let's retry, because then I get the 2 lives and I can pick up the 1. Although you have to watch... It's kind of nice of them to provide the nimble suit during what is presumably a platformer section. Like, I'm assuming they do some platforming here, given what's going on. Yeah, I guess this is just the only platform. Oh. I'm assuming I need this. I like how I can't even hear that I'm hitting it when it's doing that shit. Not sure why that needed to do 1 to 3 damage per hit. What? Final stage? Okay. All right. he has more than just a flamethrower. Yeah, the enemies have friendly fire, but it's effectively zero in a lot of situations. The flamethrower actually does decent damage just because it hits so many times. Like anything else, they take just like a couple damage. I never know when enemies are actually going to get stunned by attacks. We found a use for the nimble suit. to double jump once. Oh, maybe again? Nothing here this time. Dude's got a lot of health. I did get a key, so I did need to come in here. I was looking at that, wondering if it was going to shoot at me. Whoa! Ah, good. Good time to get the health. Oh, God. I wonder if there's a position you could stand where that gun would hit you while you were using the door. Oh. The small health is like almost insulting because of how much damage enemies tend to do. Like, great, I healed 10. Enemy does at least 40. Yeah, I don't really see any reason to use the various attacks. It seems like just doing the one. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of remember this plotline vaguely, and I think it's lame as fuck. Whoop. I don't know how I'm supposed to see where that's coming from. I don't think I can hit that. I think my best bet is to just use my iframes here and do as much damage as I can. And hope that there's not more. Go, go, storm the factory. Okay, well, I can't say that this game is very good. It did not outstay its welcome. That's true. It got itself nice and over with, but it doesn't feel like a lot happened either. I'm also kind of curious, there is hard. Like, that was normal mode. And, like, at the end of the game, my basic attacks were just doing, like, 3 with the strong suit. So I'm curious, if I start, I'm just gonna see what the beginning of the game is like. fight, the first fight, and see if I can figure out what they change in hard quick. Doesn't seem different. I guess that did a little bit more. Yeah, maybe I am doing a little bit less, because I don't think I was doing even 10s. It seems like I might be doing like 25% less damage or something relative to their health. But I mean, that'd be a big deal at the end of the game when I'm doing like 3 at best things. Anyway. I need to stop it from continuing to play that music. Oh, I can do this now, since I'm doing that instead of... That's cool. So worthy success for... Oh, God. Batman, DC in general, honestly, just like had a rough go of it. Yeah, the rig gets kind of weird. So one of the problems with my setup is that when I play on the cab and then go to my computer, it's like 70 degrees to the side. So a lot of weird shit starts happening. But because of how I have things set up right now, I can actually just move the camera a lot easier. Comic book. There's good comic book videos. Marvel did a lot of good video game. It's like DC just never. Like, man, I'm trying to think what would be the best DC video games before, like, at least before like the Arkham Asylum stuff started happening. Like, what would be in the more retro vintage era of games? What would they have made that was like legitimately just good? There's the Batman beat 'em up on the Super Nintendo that's pretty good, I guess. Batman NES, that's true. Batman NES was quite good. Batman Arcade, or Batman Forever Arcade, I could give a pass. I would not call that game great, considering how fucked up it is, but... Batman and Superman on Genesis? No, Death of Superman is awful. Oh, it's abysmal. Doesn't surprise me. The C64 has lots of things that people are willing to call of a video game. I'm sure there's some video games on the C64 that are quite good. Yeah, Batman Forever Arcade has some good things in it, but I don't know that I would call it an overall good product. If that makes sense. I don't know what to write about this game. DC Comics. long time. And this game is certainly not one of their... some of the ideas, especially using the different suit styles to replace character variety, or to replicate character variety, are interesting, but ultimately feel a bit disappointing to most of the suits not seeming to have real utility. Presentation is far from exciting. Even for an early 3D era game. Yeah, Superman 64 is bad in very strange ways. The lack. Batman Returns is the Super Nintendo beat 'em up Batman? Is that, because I mentioned that earlier, but I couldn't remember which Batman. Batman is like kind of cursed to me in that it has a bunch of different names and they all are just like Batman and then another word, and I can't be bothered to remember which ones are which. Batman is like... Batman might be the superhero that is like the most popular and I just kind of don't get. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't think he's a bad hero, but I don't get why people are, like, so over the top about him. As far as I can remember, there was only one piece of music that had a quite short... See, but it's not just people saying they like Batman. If people are just like, yeah, I like Batman, I think he's a cool superhero, I would be fine with it. But from what I have seen, Batman is the superhero that seems to lean most into the Batman would beat absolutely any other superhero or threat or anything, no matter what, because he's Batman. And like, it doesn't matter how illogical it would be, Batman would just find a way somehow because he's Batman. And that type of like discussion seems to bleed into Batman specifically a lot. Oh, Superman doesn't always win. Superman losing is a big part of his like character development and stuff. Old style Superman kind of always won, but old style Superman was also kind of like very simple. See, but Domino, it's actually... Okay, Domino is weird to me. Because Domino is a character I hated, and then the Deadpool movie came out, and like, I don't even really like the Deadpool movies that much, but Domino's depiction in those movies is just spectacular. Like, legitimately, my favorite part of those movies is just watching her be just hilarious, and like, just full owning the like, this is a horrible idea, but I'm lucky, it'll work out. very stiff and limited and smooth, and simply using the single kick appeared to be the most effective move in almost every direction. Game is quite short. Feels like it ends rather abruptly. That may have been best. When going to really the most desperate of fans who want to ruin their childhood memories of what is for many a very beloved cartoon. This game, due to limited and unfinished feel that it ends. Missed kick the game. Is that like what other people do? Is that not just me discovering that? This I will put as a D. This game does feel a bit unfinished to me. Like it legitimately feels like they kind of got to like a beta stage where they were ready to start fleshing it out, and some exec said, print it. Nintendo Power says a game is bad, right? So the thing about Nintendo Power is Nintendo Power was a magazine invested in selling the products. If you look at Nintendo Power as an advertisement for Nintendo games, it's actually a pretty useful set of documents, especially as a kid, to like learn stuff about games. But like fundamentally, it is selling Nintendo products. It is a Nintendo product that is selling Nintendo products. All right. Well, so the thing about the N64 is that there's not a lot of beat-em-ups for it, and the only other one that really comes to mind is Fighting Force 64. But Fighting Force 64 is not a belt scroller. It takes place fully in a 3D environment. Batman Beyond, it pretty well had a linear progression on any individual screen, and that made it qualify, but Fighting Force doesn't. And so actually that's it. That's the N64. This is their whole library for the project. There's some other games that you could argue are a beat 'em up, but this is the only one that I'm letting in. I looked several times to make sure there wasn't a second. So I didn't have a plan. Let me look if there's something else that would be worth doing here today. Nope. N64 was definitely in the era where beat-em-ups were just like quite unpopular. Especially like the Super Nintendo and Genesis era, the huge number of like very, very limited number. MK Mythologies is on a flat 2D plane. You do not ever move on the depth axis. Not moving on the depth axis is an important distinction, which I use to eliminate a lot of games that I do not want to play. I cannot. There is a large number of games that I would have to add that I do not want to play, including Batman Forever. If I were to add flat 2D stuff, when I was putting together the list of games for this project, I was considering where to draw the line, and when I realized I could easily eliminate Batman Forever, that's where I drew it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything else that seems like it fits in great. The only other thing I could think of that I could do is like I could go and play the PlayStation version of this, but frankly, I don't have it loaded up right now. So that's not really an option. Why would I subject myself to that? To Batman Forever or to PS1 Batman Beyond? I mean, if I did PS1 Batman Beyond, it would take me less than an hour at this point. Like, I know what to do. I'm assuming they're not functionally that much different. It's just gonna be loading times. Yeah, I think we're gonna take our short stream. I got other stuff to do today. I'm going to be playing Magical Drop 3 on Minaxi's channel in, what would that be, in about 2 more hours? I think. So that you can watch that there later if you want. Anyone who's seen me play puzzle games before should probably know that it will be very interesting because I will charge right ahead with the dumbest strategy possible, and if I win, then great. If I don't, then that's expected. Bloom's birthday. Should raid Bloom. He's trying to beat like just shy of 40 games for his birthday, and he's in the thick of it. He's like 14, 15, 16 hours in, 16 hours in now. So, yeah, no, believe it or not, Yable, some people are like good at puzzle games and can like plan ahead and do shit. I can't think that far ahead. I've got about 2 moves. The only thing I'll say, the only like big thing I would give myself is in like Puzzle Fighter, when I get to the stage of the game where my choices are very limited, I actually am quite good at making those decisions pretty quick. But I need to be restricted to the point where I have like 4 options, and then I can start making those strats real quick. Anyway, I'm out of here. See y'all later.